Well, welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's Monday night. It's the Red Light Scrambler Series back in action right here from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the 1 mile track farthest north that NASCAR travels to on their schedule. The Red Light Scrambler Series schedules brings us right here. I'm Youth in the booth here tonight. I got the boss man from the upstate New York area, not too far from this New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's Al Smith himself. Al, this track has been playing very big, hectic games with these boys out there tonight in practice.
Yeah, so far in practice, everybody seems to be fighting that dreaded push-loose conditions. We're going to see who can really drive the cars here at the Magic Mile here for the Red Light Scrambler Series here. This is race number 6, Roger, of the regular season. After tonight, you only have 3 more chances of locking yourself into the postseason.
And you talk about chances and postseason. Well, let's get right into things. This is your Red Light Scrambler Series top 20 in the point standings. You'll notice the guys that have a 1X or a 2X next to them, they have already officially locked themselves into the points championship hunt this year. They will go championship racing. That is Tim Blum. You see him at the top of the leaderboards. He could have possibly had 3 wins this season. Unfortunately, the one back at Talladega taken away from him, but he has been on a roll. He has won the last 2 races so far. Sitting there in second is Cameron Hearn. He is only 6 points back. That wily firecracker that he is, look for him to be in contention here tonight because he is at the top of the leaderboards currently out of the 30 drivers in the lobby tonight. Sean Butler, winless so far this year, but that Mountain Dew driver in his 88 Hooters car, actually I believe it is this trip around here to New Hampshire, he is sitting third on the timing and scoring here in practice. James Skelton had a really good run last night in the practice event that they held, and sitting fifth is going to be Ethan Troutman. You see him sitting there just 16 points out of the championship lead for the regular season championship hunt, but he has a win to his name, so he's already locked himself in. Then it's Eric Johnson sitting in 6th. Max Terriol is sitting there 7th. Look for Max to be a strong competitor like always here on a Monday night. Brandon Minto and his Barstool Sports Machine is sitting 8th on the championship list. 9th is Richard Murdoch, and DJ Anderson rounds out the top 10. So there's a lot of strong competitors inside that top 10. And even on the right-hand side of the screen there, you know, Cray and Maurer and Buckley, Gann, Levitt, Mullins, I mean, and so on through the list here with these guys. Everybody has a chance at winning every night.
Yeah, and right now with Tim Blum picking up being our only multi-time winner, that the guys that don't have a win right now are kind of hoping that either A, they can win the race, which would lock themselves into the championship hunt, or someone that's already won wins again. That way it leaves them open. 12 spots are open here as warm-ups are getting ready to wind down, as we're going to go qualifying here to see who's going to start up front here tonight for tonight's main event. It's the Magic Mile, and it's going to have test these guys' patience, skills, and driving ability.
One of the first drivers here tonight at New Hampshire that will roll out in qualifying will be the Iron Bird crew. Co-01 South Carolina driver of Richard Murdoch. We were passed along very sad news, unfortunately, though, right before this broadcast went live about the Iron Bird Brew Co. unfortunately having to close their doors because of the pandemic. So, unfortunately, this is the last ride here tonight at New Hampshire for the Iron Bird Brew colors on the 01 machine driven by Richard Murdoch.
It's unfortunate news, and as he comes off of turn number 2 on his first time lap, that he'll be set and sail down to turn number 3.
So Murdoch looking to put in a good run here tonight, and like a lot of other drivers, who also is out there, it's the rookie, the 931 of Donald Bennett out of Topton, Pennsylvania, driving the all-chromed out Chevrolet Turn 3 Racing Network car. He will come across the line here. This will be Bennett's first time lap. Right now, just Murdoch has put a time in. Let's see, it'd be a no time for Donald Bennett, so Murdoch still one of the only drivers right now. It looks like Josh Buckley, one of his favorite tracks is right here at New Hampshire. Had a very strong car back when the SK Modified Series here for the Red Light Racing came, about 3-4 weeks ago, I believe it was. Ran up front most of the night, unfortunately was not able to win right here at New Hampshire.
Murdoch going to go to the top of the board with that Bird Co. Brewing number third 01 as he'll top Ethan Troutman out of Michael Trevarthen. And car number 31 will go to the second spot. Times coming in fast and fierce, just a little bit over halfway left to go in his 5-minute qualifying session. Now Cameron Hearn will go to the top in his number 35.
Yeah, the Abruzzi 35 sportswear machine to the top of the boards, and Sean Butler in his Hooters 88. Two of the guys that were in the top 3 in their practice times right now are 1 and 2 on the qualifying order. 18 drivers have turned in a lap. The draft top 948 of Michael Bromley will coast around here. He is currently scored in the 19th position because Gainey comes out here, and so does Leo Bordage, moving everybody down the list. A couple drivers now find themselves outside the top 20 in qualifying.
Nathan Maurer coming off turn number 4 to get the green flag for his first time lap with his unemployment number 71 as they work through the corner 1 and 2. You're going to see the top side of the speedway be the place you want to be. But you a lot of diamond and off the corner to keep those rear tires underneath you because it's easy to burn them off as he heads down to the turns number 3 and 4.
Yeah, some brand new paint scheme here. I believe that is representing one of his favorite drivers. But also a lot of people from his area here in Pennsylvania unemployed. Currently, right now, it'll be 21st, though, for Nathan Maurer and that machine. Kevin O'Brien finishing up his qualifying attempt in the Shell V Power number 17, or the 184 for him. Right now, it is still the same top 2. Cameron Hearn and James Skelton out here on track. Still a lot of time left on the clock here tonight. Still a minute and 20 seconds as we watch Max Theriault. This should be Max's second timed lap in this 42 Ford Mustang here tonight as he works off corner number 4. He'll be looking to see if he can set his eyesight on that top time. Where will it slot himself in? It will only be good enough for the 4th quickest time. It'll be a 29.801 for the driver of the 42 of Max Theriault. Cameron Hearn still holds the top spot. James Skelton was able to throw down the second quickest lap there with a 29.685.
Christopher Rothrock out onto the speedway for his first of 2 laps to be timed, and that car number 84. Only driver on the speedway right now that has not put in a time with 35 seconds left in qualifying.
Yeah, it looks like Robert Dudley was able to put in a lap time in his 49 Mercury ALS Association machine. He currently is running 25th. This will be his second timed lap on the board as sideways for the 49. That's exactly what we were talking about. So his second lap for Robert Dudley will not count, and he will have to go to a backup car when we get to the green flag. Rothrock now officially the only driver, and he will only get 1 lap into the books. We will see where Rothrock will come across the timing and scoring in. It'll be 26th fastest for the driver of the 84 here tonight as qualifying has officially come to an end. That means it is just about time to go racing here at New Hampshire. Al, it's been a long time coming here for this track. A lot of drivers circling it saying we don't want to go there. A lot of guys saying, hey, I want to go there for the challenge, but this is going to be the starting lineup here tonight. Starting on the front row here tonight for the Red Light Scrambler Series in New Hampshire, it'll be the Abruzzi Sportswear number 35 of Cameron Hearn. Right alongside him, it's the Slim Jim Man, the 86 of James Skelton. Row number 2, it's the Hooter-sponsored Chevrolet 88 tonight, driven by Sean Butler, and the 42, the Storm from the North, it is Max Theriault. Row 3 here tonight, it's the Dirty Mo Radio 33 of Eric Johnson and the Ironbird Bruco of Richard Murdoch. Row number 4, it's going to be James Heater back in action here in the 18, and the Classics Hot Sauce, Tim Blum, number 10. 5th row, it's Todd Cray, the clock's by Christopher Driver, and Michael Trevarthen back for more punishment.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 will be the 25 of Andy Lee. To his outside will be the Oreo number 30. That is Justin Gann. Starting on the inside of row number 7 will be the 11 of Leo Bordage. To his outside, the 915 of Dustin Gainey, and that Lowe's improvement number 915. Starting on the inside of row number 8 will be the 62 of Ethan Troutman. To his outside, the Old Shed Chevrolet of Brandon Massey. Starting on the inside of row number 9 will be the Kong Coolers, number 29. That's Ira Kohlhaas. His outside, the 98 of Ryan Oldani. And rounding out your 10th starting row will be the 20 of Brandon Minto and the 2 of Joshua Buckley.
Starting behind them, row 11, it's the Lancaster, Pennsylvania driver of Nathan Maurer and the 3 of Tony Strano. Row number 12, it'll be the 940 out of Topton, Pennsylvania. It'll be Josiah Millen, and it's the Ohio driver, the 948 draft top entry here tonight of Michael Bromley. Row 13, it'll be the ALS Association 49 of Robert Dudley and the Christopher Roth Rock Machine. Row 14, it'll be Joe Strano in his ever famous 43, Kevin O'Brien from Australia, and then Donald Bennett out of Topton in the 913. Lee Betzel right there in row 15. Also, row 16, shotgun to the field. It's the Las Vegas Kid of Cody Levitt. Al, we're getting ready to go green flag racing.
The Chevy Silverado pace truck about ready to unlinquish the field as they come off turn number 4. The green flag is about to be waved, and they're going to drop the hammer for the first time here tonight. 100 laps underway, and it's the 35 of Cameron Hearn jumping out to your early race lead with the 86 of Skelton in that Slim Jim machine. Now he's working side by side with Butler in that Hooters-sponsored Chevrolet.
Butler has the advantage, but he slides off of turn number 2. Now he disappears. Now he is back. It's the Magic Man. Here comes Sean Butler. Can he get the rotation here in turns 3 and 4 to take away that spot from James Skelton? Skelton's going to sit there on the quarter panel. Butler's not going to have the room to go up, and was Murdoch just into the outside wall there as Cameron Hearn leads lap number 1 here tonight.
Yeah, the 0-1 of Murdoch scraping the wall off turn number 4. He's got a little bit of right side damage off of turn number 2, but he'll keep it side by side. Racing that number 33 of Eric Johnson. That's your battle for your 6th spot. Blum right behind them in the 10, and then it's that number 18, James Heater, a new car for him. Sharp looking on it. He'll get loose though and almost get the inside wall down the front stretch.
An amazing save by the driver of that 18 Camry. Boy, was he all sorts of out of shape in his chrome number 18, the low line racing entry here. He's going to low line it and fall all the way back to the 14th position. Just behind them, 2 teammates, Ira Kohlhaas and his Call and Cooler tribute machine, alongside the old shed there of Brandon Massey. Right now they run 16th and 17th on track. They are the first side-by-side battle through the field, and right behind them they are stacked up. It is Ryan O'Danny, Brandon Minto back there, Josh Buckley, Tony Strano. Evasive actions towards the back. You saw the 184 Kevin O'Brien go sideways. He is behind right now, running in the 31st position behind Cody Levitt.
Yeah, the track's starting to heat up. It's going to get a little bit slippery up off the corner. You're going to start seeing the drivers search around the speedway as everything starts to single file out. 100 laps is a long race here at the Magic Mile.
Caution flag coming out. Where is it? A couple of them turned around here. It's Roth Rock in the 84. Lee Betzel, and it looks like Bennett and Levitt going to come to a stop along with Kevin O'Brien. So it looks like 2 cars getting tangled here in turn number 3 tonight on lap number 5. We will see what we can find on this replay. Let's throw her back right away here tonight. Your first turn 3 racing replay of the night. Here comes Rothrock to the inside of Lee Betzel. Just 2 cars making contact here sideways. Look at Bennett. Look at Levitt just missing it. Oh, too bad. Kevin O'Brien will make contact. I think we have our Red Light Scrambler Series onboard camera with Kevin O'Brien. Let's go watch this from Kevin O'Brien's in-car camera of his Shell Ford. There you see the contact. The car sideways in front of him. He is on the brakes trying to whoa it up. Look how close it was for Levitt. And look at O'Brien just barely make the contact there. So there's going to be some damage done to the front nose piece of the Kevin O'Brien machine as he was trying to get that car back into gear. A couple cars down pit road.
Yeah, the top 9 cars staying out on the speedway. The first one to come down was the 42 of Max Dario. He'll stop and get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle tires on that number 42 and a full tank of fuel as he's away in 14.5 seconds.
So a quick 2-tire stop there by that team. Max Theriault will win the race off pit road. He will restart in the 10th position. So this is the first time we're going to see if new tires are really going to mean a lot here with only 5 green flag laps on them. I do notice a couple 2-tire stops out there. I'm hearing through the radio waves. It looks like the Safe Flight Auto Glass driver That is the 2 of Josh Buckley. He had taken 2 tires along with Nathan Maurer and Robert Dudley, so they're going to pull here in the early stages. That 2-tire strategy to see if it's going to work, that could come into play a little bit later on in the race, so why not slap it on here and see, because there's still over 90 laps left here tonight from New Hampshire.
Kevin O'Brien, I think, got the worst end of that wreck. The team working on the front end of it, back out on the racetrack, still on the lead lap. Kind of center punched it, Roger, that Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang for O'Brien. But he seems to be up to speed and handling all right. So we'll have to see if that front end damage is going to hamper any advancements for the driver out of Australia.
But the cars are lined up 2 by 2 coming down the back straightaway. Cameron Hearn is going to elect to start his 35 machine to the outside groove here. Then Sean Butler. Then James Skelton, Richard Murdoch. The 10 of Blum. And then the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. 93 laps to go, working our first caution flag of this evening. We are going back green flag racing, this time out of turn 4. Pace car is down and away, and the green flag is waving for the second time here tonight. A little bit of a rabbit start there, middle groove, I think, got kind of bunched up. Saw a couple of them dive down to the inside groove. Now we single file out for your front 2 positions. Your first battle on track will be between the 01 of Murdoch and the James Skelton machine. Skelton a little sideways that time, coming out of 2.
Yeah, a little bit sideways. They're still side by side down in the turns 3 and 4. Skelton will snap into that Slim Jim into the 3rd spot. Now Blum under the attack of Murdoch as he'll work the inside down the front stretch. Side by side behind them is the 98 old Danny and the 30 of Gann as they work through the corner. Here comes Trevarthen, the first car. We had 4 tires working that low side of the speedway underneath the 30 as they work down the backstretch.
As they work down the backstretch, here comes Ryan O'Danny to the inside, too. He's getting the pressure all from Max Terriol to get that slice of the 80s pizza shot machine rolling here. O'Danny having himself a good run right now, finds himself running in the 8th position. Here comes Max Terriol still to the inside. Gann just going to go a little bit sideways in his 30 Oreo machine. So right now, Gann going to fall to the 10th position, but it is not over. Here comes the Dirty Mo Radio 33 of Eric Johnson down to the inside on the back straightaway. He will not have the run set up onto Gann, so he will just settle for the time being into 11th. Sandwiches himself between Gann and Gainey, the double G's, out on track.
That time off turn number 4, the 42 of Terriol tried to make a move to the inside of Old Danny. Not able to make a move. He'll get back in line, but they're side by side. Back here with the 18 of James Heater for your 17th position. Ira Kohlhaas working the Kong Coolers mobile underneath them, side by side down in the turn number 3 as Terriol now gets around the 98 of Old Danny, putting him up to 8th.
Dustin Gainey trying to make up a little ground here as now he is looking to the inside of Eric Johnson. Both those drivers did come down onto that first yellow flag and take tires for both their cars. Right now, working lap number 12 here, so it's 6 laps on the Gainey machine. As you can see, Ryan O'Danny was a little sideways that time out of turn number 2. Wonder how the tires are handling on the slice of the 80s as he is well up the track in turn 3. You see behind them, though, it's still the battle for that 11th position.
Still side by side as they come down the front stretch. It'll have the 60, the 2 of Buckley right there behind them in his Safeway Autoglass automobiles. They work side by side, and they're gaining on the 30 again. This time off for turn number 2, it looked like that Dustin Gainey was going to have the position with Johnson, able to get that momentum from the outside, and they're still side by side for turns 3 and 4.
This battle is just raging on, and right out in front of this battle, Michael Trevarthen almost into the outside wall. Gainey going to go sideways off turn 4. I was going to talk about Todd Cray, but Dustin Gainey, who we were talking about in the Lowe's Appreciation Cobalt Tools entry here tonight, he was sideways, completely sideways off of 4 and had to gather that car up. He lost 2 positions currently, and now he will find himself being able to find a hole there right in front of Leo Bordage, running in that 14th spot. Right behind them, it is Maurer looking to the inside here in his unemployment number 71 as they work. He's sideways out of turn 4.
Not able to get the power down. That allow Heater to get on by. Heater's going to make a sail Wholesale sail down in the turn number 1 and 2, trying to keep it underneath them. The 18 working underneath that FedEx delivery package. Number 11 aboard. They'll come off the corner, almost contact, but give the position to Heater so far down in the turn 3. He'll drive it in deep, but Bordage does as well. They're side by side, 2 rows deep.
Yeah, this is the battle, and these are the only side-by-side cars right now. Everybody on this mile track. Oh, Heater going to touch the wall out of turn 4 as he made the move on Leo Bordage, so to drop Bordage back, but how much damage did the 18 just suffer that time as he came off corner 4 and smacked that low-line racing Toyota into the outside wall? So we try to take a close look. He's sideways again. That car is just so snappy loose. That team going to have to go to work here when they come down pit road at some point towards, I'm guessing, the next round of pit stops probably going to come right around lap 40, give or take a couple laps for these drivers right before the halfway point. Now, can James Heater survive that long?
Yeah, right now they'll single file it out as they work through turns 1 and 2. By my calculations up here on top of the pit box, we'll have pit stops at around 35, 37 laps. Seems to be what a tank of fuel will get these drivers. So we'll be just shy of halfway. The guys that just pitted, they have 6 laps fresher tires and a little bit more fuel than the guys that stayed out. And right now, those fresher tires have only gotten Max Theriault up to your 6th position, where he's kind of stalled out right at the moment.
Yeah, he's just kind of running there in no man's land between Tim Blum and Michael Trevarthen. Not able to really get any ground made up. I mean, he's worked his way from 10th to 4th, so he is a net gain of 4 positions with a couple laps fresher tires and some more fuel in that car. But it has been all Cameron Hearn since the drop of the green flag, the Abruzzi Sportswear 35 machine right now is pulled out to about a 2.5 lead over the Hooters 88 driven by Sean Butler. They spent a lot of time in practice right at that same spot that they run. Hearn 1, Butler 2, and they're currently still here as they approach lap number 20, still in those positions.
Racing is hot and heavy back here for your 12th position as they come off of turn number 4. Making the inside work with his Lowe's improvement number 915. Heater now side by side with Buckley as they come down to the turn number 1. Buckley will drive it in deep with his Safelite Auto Glass number 2 around the outside of the 18 of Heater. Now Heater will take sole possession of that. They'll get single file, but it looks like a little bit further back to 62 of Troutman. Now taking fire from 71 of Maurer.
Yeah, and don't forget the Old Shed Brandon Massey right there, the Facebook Old Shed. The Carlton Coolers 29 of Cole Haas, the Fanatec 25 there of Andy Lee, and the Barstool Sports Machine is also right there. So a whole bunch of drivers right here under the blanket. As here comes Troutman to the inside once again in turn number 1. You can see how this groove here at New Hampshire has really started to widen out. You see a lot of drivers out there where you would possibly think they really wouldn't go. The banking here in New Hampshire. You got a little bit of banking down on the bottom. You got a little, it's progressive, and then all of a sudden you see that kind of where Ethan Troutman is running right now. You see how the darker gray and the lighter gray kind of meet? Once you get up into that darker gray, it kind of starts to really flatten out here. So we're going to have to watch how these cars react once they get on that uneven surfaces.
Yeah, and you can find a little bit of grip up there. So that time it looks like Ira Kolas got a little bit too high, but able to carry that momentum up off the corner. And it looks like Andy Lee will not be able to do anything with him as Massey swings to the bottom of the inside of Maurer down into turn number 3. But you're going to find a little bit of grip up there. They have them 3 wide ahead of there with the 18 of Heater. They were just 3 wide off of turn number 4.
Yeah, and as they figure out who's going to take the position, here comes Justin Gann. I wonder what it would have looked like from the cockpit view there of Justin Gann as he worked around those 2 cars. If you were wondering, go over on Facebook, type in Gann Racing under gaming. You can find Justin Gann streaming his in-car cameras daily on the iRacing simulated platform. As Gann going to actually lose a little bit of ground there. He goes up. Here comes Heater underneath him, looking out of turn number 4.
Heater not able to contact. Heater hard into the inside wall. Yellow flag is out. It looks like Ira Kohlhaas makes contact as well. James Heater got into the spin cycle off of turn 4. Heavy contact, and the yellow flag is out on lap 24.
Heater immediately hits the tow button back to pit road. The virtual tow truck will pick him up on the front straightaway. Let's go back and take the overhead look here. You're watching the 30 of Gann and the 18 of Heater. As, you see the car just get loose on Gann and nowhere for Heater to go. Kohlhaas does get a little piece of that. We will have to go back a little bit farther, I think, and possibly find if we can get that in-car camera with Justin Gann. Let's pull it up. We do have the in-car camera riding along with the 30 here of Justin Gann as he is going to exit turn number 4 where the incident's going to happen. You just heard it. He came right back to the throttle, and you could tell on that steering wheel you saw the red tape just slightly have to go to correct that car as he was in a slide, and then around goes the James Heater entry here tonight. I think we also have an onboard camera if we can find it with the 29 of Kohlhaas here from the gyro camera of the Concours 29. Maybe just the slightest contact there for Ira Kohlhaas as he came through that. I'm looking at that right side of the Concours machine. Maybe a couple, or the left side, maybe a couple scratches, but nothing real crazy on the side of the Concours 29.
So he makes it down into his pit stall here. Pit stall 17 for Ira Kohlhaas, and it'll be right sides up, left side's going on the 29 right now. They pull out the left front fender a little bit, and he's down and away. So quick stop, 14 flat for the Concours team as they work down off pit road. But that car does not look very damaged, Roger. So I think he'll be quite all right here as they come off pit road in looks like the 16th position.
Yeah, the Bohica Esports entry here tonight, the Concours 29. That crew all week has worked on pit stops, and they just proved it right there. They were able to pull the fender, clearance it a little bit, 4 tires, fuel, 14 seconds flat. That is actually the quickest pit stop this round. The only other one into that real low 14, it was actually Sean Butler's crew, so they were eating at Hooters beforehand, so they're a little jacked up and ready to roll. So a quarter of the way into this one here at New Hampshire, working our second caution flag of the night. 2 drivers, call it 3 drivers. We will include Ira Kohlhaas' team there involved in that one. Brings us to a halt here tonight at New Hampshire. But, Al, it's that time. It's a quarter of the way in, and we got to thank all the viewers that are tuning in tonight from all over the world watching the Red Light Scrambler series during this pandemic. We hope we're bringing you a little bit of fun on a Monday night, a little bit of relaxation here. Al, who do you think's going to win the lobster here tonight?
Right now it's hard to count out Cameron Hearn, who's dominated this race since the green flag. But Tim Blum right there rounding out your top 5. He's moved up a few positions here tonight as the Silverado pace truck is going to get out of the way like it should. As we're going to go back green flag racing here at the Magic Mile. Green flag is out. And it'll be Hearn jumping on the gas pedal. But Butler with a nice start. He's got a little baby push from that Slim Jim number 86 Skeleton side by side down to the turn number 1.
Yeah, it looks like Heater going to slide just a little bit up the track. Cameron Hearn was anticipating it sideways for the Abruzzi 35 as he comes out of the corner. They will drag race once again down the back straightaway, but that Chevrolet right now of Sean Butler has the advantage. Hearn going to lose the turn there going in. He slides up the track, but he's able to put the power down sideways for Cameron Hearn. It's going to be the drag race back to the start-finish line. Give it to Sean Butler for the first time tonight. Lead change here tonight on lap 29.
Still side by side. Oh, contact. Murdoch going to go around with a 42 at Travolta. And Theriot was involved with that, but it looked like a little 3-wide action has brought the 0-1 around in turn number 1.
So that'll bring out a quick third caution there, and there is damage to the Ironbird Bruco 01 here of Richard Murdoch. You saw it live, but we will give you the replay anyway here, the Turn 3 Racing replay. Let's see what happened to Richard Murdoch going down into the corner. Looks like Skelton going to shoot up the track just a little bit. It's going to collect. The 42 gets pinned against the wall. He carries on. Murdoch is left sitting against the outside retaining wall in turn number 1. Let's see if we can give you the onboard feed here from James Skelton. Riding on board with the driver of the 86 Slim Jim entry tonight out of South Carolina. See him dive it down into the corner. You saw the correction. He had turned that that wheel was turned 90 degrees, Al. He was trying everything he could do to keep that Slim Jim machine out of the 01 of Murdoch. Unfortunately, it just was not going to be enough no grip to those front tires when he had tried to turn dead left.
Yeah, it looked like it maybe a possible wheel hop situation, a little bit too much rear brake early on after that pit stop there. So the rear tires started to wheel hop a little bit, got a little bit sideways, and unfortunately got into the backside of the 01 Iron Bird Brew Company of Richard Murdoch. But the car don't look too bad, Roger. That left rear maybe a little bit difficult time to put some fuel in that car. But we'll have to see as he's coming down pit road, taking assess the damage.
Yeah, also down pit road, you see James Skelton and Max Terriault. They are trying to get some damage done to their cars. Also down pit road, looks like that is going to be the 948 draft top entry here of Michael Bromley, Cody Levitt out of Las Vegas, and Kevin O'Brien. Right now, we only have one entry that has decided to park it on the trailer here tonight. He is going to head off to the next event, which, Al, I believe you told me is Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, I hope you're bringing an extra checkbook with you because I've never been to Vegas, and I would like to go see Brendan Gaughan there at the South Point.
Brandon Gaughan? You mean good old Troutman? He's out there running that 62 South Point Camaro.
I know, I get so excited.
It's a good-looking car, and Brandon Gaughan and his whole entire family out there, owners and operators of that casino. You know, it's always good when we can see Brandon Gaughan, but unfortunately we're stuck with Troutman, which, really isn't a bad thing. He's a good guy. We like to poke a little fun at Troutman. Right now he runs back here in front of the Barstool Sports Machine, and that puts Troutman into the 15th spot here as they double him back up. The lights on the iRacing pace truck are back off. It's going to have to go take a little bit of a rest. So much horsepower out. They need to fill this thing up after about 3 laps under yellow.
I thought I need to go back into the shop for some more maintenance.
Hey, Al, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How comes
I might have an answer for you.
How comes there's no Ford F-150, but there's definitely a Silverado in this simulation?
Well, they refuse to scan the Ford there, just like in the Ford Truck Series. No Ford there, but I'll tell you right now, it is the Chevy Silverado Camaro, the Chevy Camaro of Sean Butler leading us to the green flag. We're back out. And we're back green flag racing with a pair of Fords right there behind them, Rogers. They head down the
crashing on the restart back there. Jacked up is a couple of these drivers. It looks like Lee Betzel. Something may have happened to the driver of the 997, which jacked up this restart. There's damage to the ALS 49 of Robert Dudley. Max Terriault was right there. I think he may have got a little nose damage. Ira Koolhaas, Donald Bennett in the 913. He's got some damage. So this field is going to separate towards the back as everybody else is pretty much single-filed out except for your 2 leaders here that are coming back to the line. It'll be Sean Butler leading here at New Hampshire.
Sean Butler will take over sole possession of the lead. Now it'll be Hearn right to the back bumper. Tim Blum, the hottest driver on the red light circuit right now, sitting third, comes in with back-to-back wins at Watkins Glen. And last week, where were we last week?
Kentucky is where we were. As everybody single files back out, Tim Blum, though, trying to work his way to the front. The Brendan Gaughan entry down to the inside there. It looks like he was a little bit sideways there of Troutman. He is to the inside now of Brandon Massey. Massey's going to put the old shed to the outside lane here and see if he could outside run around the top side at New Hampshire to take away that 14th position.
Side by side, it looks like Massey has about 3/4 of a car over the 62 of Troutman. He'll have sole possession. We've got him 3 wide as it's Brandon Minto working the outside of Lee off of turn number 4. Lee working the inside. That time Massey a little bit sideways. He's going to stack up the outside line. Troutman will get on by.
Good hard nose racing back here right around that 15th to 20th position currently. Millen trying to bring the Keebler Elf throwback Buckshot Jones paint scheme that he ran at Darlington. That team liked the paint job so much they kept it on the 940 of Millen. He runs into the 18th spot as he is trying to work the bottom here now on Brandon Massey. Sideways for the 20 of Minto. He's going to go around to the Barstool Sports 20.
Looked like possible contact between Minto and the 84 of Rothrock down in the turn number 3 has brought us underneath the yellow flag for the 3rd time here tonight with Sean Butler as your race leader, and we'll see if the guys down in the truck have it queued up for us on our turn 3 replay.
Well, I get the whisper in the ear, Al. This is how it's going to look as we go over top. You saw the 3-wide battle there between Massey, Millen, and Minto, and let's see what happens here. I believe we're about 2 corners back. Here comes Rothrock in the 84. There's just the slight contact. You saw the fender wrinkle. You saw the car jump sideways. Around goes Brandon Minto. Onward goes the Rothrock machine. So Brandon Minto going to go for just a little bit of a lazy spin, we'll call that, here to bring out our fourth caution flag of the evening on lap 38. So no harm, no foul, but it's going to re-rack them and restack everybody. Now we're going to see what our leaders are going to do here under this yellow flag.
Field working 2 turns, 3 and 4. They were on pit road 12 circuits ago. I would assume we'll see some more pit stops as they come here. And Sean Butler will make the hard left-hand turn, and the field will follow him. So pit stops here as they come down pit road.
Yeah, this would be now the second time for a lot of your leaders here down pit road. We'll see who's going to put 4 tires on, who will take 2 tires. Butler, Hearn, Blum come in 1, 2, and 3. Will they leave pit road 1, 2, and 3? And how many tires is going to be the determining factor here on that one? Who will pull the strategy? We saw others like Buckley do it earlier. Maurer did it earlier. Who is going to do it now? Ryan O'Danny is done with his pit stop. It is a 2-tire stop there for Ryan O'Danny. He'll win the race off pit road. Here comes Justin Gann. Josh Buckley then side by side is Hearn and Butler. Right now, though, they are scored currently 4th and 5th on the racetrack.
The 86 of James Skelton also taking 2 tires, trying to regain some of that track position that he lost just 1 yellow flag ago. And it looks like trouble for the 88 of Sean Butler, too fast exiting, and he'll have to go to the tail of the field.
Well, that's not the first time. It's kind of like the Denny Hamlin situation. Denny always having problems in NASCAR on Sundays with the dots on the dash. Now Butler gets tagged here at New Hampshire. And with only 61 laps left here tonight with this 1-mile track, it's going to be hard to come through the field here because there are still 30 cars on the lead lap. Only 1 driver has decided to park it, and still only James Heater. Everybody else, even though there was 4 yellows tonight, they're out there and they're still racing, as now we have a new leader here once again.
Our second lead chain of the night is Ryan O'Danny. He'll be our new leader. He's got the 30 of Justin Gann to his inside when we go back green flag racing, which is going to happen this time off of turn number 4. This will be our 3rd restart of the night. And we've seen the inside be kind of the dominant side. So Justin Gann in a good spot here at O'Danny. Both those drivers have taken 2 tires, the 2 car of Joshua Buckley also with 2 tires as they come down. Green flag is out. We see a little bit of jumble up in the backs there. But we're back underway. O'Danny with a nice start over Gann.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be able to take that lead into turn number 1. He had the time to go down there. Gann going to slide up the track. Here comes Cameron Hearn with his 4 tires on his 35. They're almost 3 wide. Hearn was sideways off the bottom groove.
Troutman going around on the backstretch to 62. A Troutman around off of turn number 2.
Couple drivers involved in this one. There's Nathan Maurer down to the inside. The Butler Hooters machine, that thing is well tore up. It looks like one of the modifieds that ran here with the SKs just a couple of weeks back for the Red Light Series. Donald Bennett pulls away in his 31. Kevin O'Brien. There was a bunch of them wrapped up in this 5th caution flag of the night here at New Hampshire. Right after we just went back to the green flag racing, we will see what the truck has dialed up for us right here. Well, let's throw it back on that Turn 3 Racing replay and check her out. Where does all this go down on track is you see the 88 of Sean Butler. Does this happen out in front of him? It does. It happens right around the Nathan Maurer machine. Didn't see the initial start of the wreck. We'll have to go back as you see Bennett into Butler. Looks like Bromley comes to a complete stop just about down there. Let's throw it back and watch. It's going to happen up here, I believe. Contact from the 25 of Andy Lee to the 71 of Nathan Maurer. There goes around Troutman. Fordage going to get involved in it also. So a couple cars come together here and come to a complete stop on lap 42 tonight, bringing out our 5th yellow of this race.
And a tough break for a driver that was battling was a race leader early on in this event. The 88 of Butler That speeding penalty put him back there in that hornet's nest, Roger. So we talked about it in the pre-race show, how to not take and make mistakes on pit road to get yourself caught up in someone else's mess. And unfortunately for the Hooters machine, the sauce bottles have broke as that team is going to work trying to make repairs to the Hooters number 88.
Yeah, and it looks like he has already climbed from the car here. Let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 88. Sean, what happened out there coming out of turn number 2?
Just impatience. People just trying to go for stuff that ain't there too quick on fresh tires.
Yeah, now with that speeding penalty is what put you back there. How much damage was done to the car, and are you done now tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's done. It had about 8 minutes of required and 8 minutes of optional, so it's done. So no sense in running around out there broken.
So now that you park the 88 here tonight, is it going to be off to Las Vegas a little bit early? Maybe get a little gambling in before we head there with the Xfinity car?
Yeah, might as well. It's kind of feast or famine out here this season. It's like finishing second or not finishing. So we'll see what next week at Vegas holds. Maybe I'll go out there and see if I can gamble something and pull out a W finally this season.
Well, there you have it, Al. It's going to be game over here tonight for the 88 of Sean Butler as we double them back up behind the iRacing pace truck. Quick yellow here from New Hampshire, getting these boys back to green flag racing.
Yeah, the field working through turns 3 and 4, doubled up, stacked them, resized, ready to go. Green flag racing, just shy of halfway here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying tonight's Turn 3 broadcast of the Red Light Scrambler Series, which is back under green. That time, Dan getting a little bit of a push by Hearn. He'll be your new race leader on the turn number 1, but it'll be old Danny working the outside of the speedway. They come off the corner side by side. Hearn's going to take them, make it 3 wide. Unable to do anything with him now. He'll work to the inside again. He'll drive it in deep, trying to get back into the race through turns 3 and 4. The 10 of Blum also working. Here comes last year's champion, the 22 of Cray. They work side by side. That's 1 lap around the magic mile.
Yeah, here comes Cameron Hearn. Now he's going to take the 35 Toyota entry down to the inside of Ryan O'Danny. O'Danny only has 2 tires on that last stop, so you see how the 35 gets the turn. Oh, boy, Ryan O'Danny almost up into the wall. Kohlhaas with a big move down the back straightaway, almost down into the grass. But Cameron Hearn going to go back to the lead here. He's led 27 laps so far tonight, looking to lead this time off turn 4. He'll lead his 28th lap lead. But here comes last season's champ, like you said. It's Todd Cray, and what a race he would like to have here at New Hampshire. The sponsorship on the side of this 22 for years has been the Clocks by Christopher machine. Well, it's no place like home, like the Magic Mile here in New Hampshire. Clocks by Christopher's shop, not too far from here, so what a nice night it would be if the 22 could be parked in Victory Lane.
He'll drive it in, make that into your 4th position. As Dan now sliding backwards with that Oreo number 30. They're side by side back there with him. The 33 of Eric Johnson, that Dirty Mobile Radio number 33, and the Safeway Autographs number 2 of Joshua Buckley. And James Skelton has recovered nicely. He's all the way back inside the top 10, running in 9th.
Yeah, I noticed there's a little right front damage on that Slim Jim Skelton machine. We saw where that came from. The rear end damage is what I'm really looking at. There is a ton of rear end damage to the Toyota Camry. We're going to see if that plays any havoc on these tires on the long run. As you see him sideways that time out of 3. He's going to clear Buckley. He's going to move into that 8th position and move Buckley back. Now Buckley will come under fire. Here comes the 915 Lowe's entry here tonight. That Chevrolet driven by Dustin Gainey. And it looks like he's going to have the momentum as they work off turn 2. Those 2 tires for Josh Buckley not working out here.
They are not, but it's something to try early on. This time by the cross flags will be shown as Cameron Hearn meets the halfway point next time by. The 940 East Penn machine of Josiah Millen working underneath the 84 of Rothrock. That is your 12th position as they work down to turn number 1. Mintos in that Barstool Sports number 20 in that battle as well. And Joe Strando now creeping up inside the top 15 as they work off turn number 2.
Yeah, we were talking about the 940 entry a little bit earlier of Josiah Millen before we came live onto the air, Al. A very, accomplished dirt track racer here on the iRacing platform. Millen, likes to test his hands at driving these cup cars here. A lot more horsepower, but very sturdy, he says, and he doesn't like the sturdiness. Is always a little tight for his driving style. Here tonight at New Hampshire, though, he said with the track temp so high at 102 and being very low downforce in these cars, it is going to play into his favor as he's able to slip and slide that 940 East Penn manufacturing car around New Hampshire.
Yeah, one driver is having a little bit of a difficult time is the number 20 of Mintos. We saw him just behind the 940 of Millen. He went way up the racetrack down in turn number 1. That allowed Strandall to take a look to the inside. Was unable to make that move on him as we got the side-by-side battle back there. Looks like Max Theriot starting to work his way back up through this ranks as he's now inside the top 15, just getting by Christopher Rothrock, and he brought Michael Bromley with that draft tops number 948 right there with him.
Yeah, I just talked to Max Theriot's spotter up here. They were talking on the radio with Max and the crew chief, and they were unsure how much speed was going to be left in the 42 as there's another caution flag out on track. The South Point Casino Chevy Camaro of Ethan Troutman has gone around as his night has gone from bad to worse now, and it looks like Maurer also down there in the unemployment Chevrolet coming to a rest on the apron. So this will be our 6th yellow here of the night, just over that halfway point to bring her home in New Hampshire for the Lobster. Replay truck saying they have it queued. Let's see what they found for us. There's the 62 South Point Casino. He's going to be battling. Oh, Massey's going to drive it in a little bit harder than what Troutman was going to. And those two go for the little bit of a spin. It looked like Troutman had to lift because that was Lee Betzel, I believe, in front of him who checked up just a little bit. Troutman checks up. Unfortunately, Massey didn't know he was ready to check up going into the corner, and it's just a chain reaction, really. We'll have to throw it back. I'm told we do have the onboard. If we can get that cued from the trailer here. Brandon Massey's onboard. It's the old shed onboard camera here off turn 2 with Brandon Massey. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Al. You could hear it on that replay. Massey did check up, but it was going to be checked up just a little bit too late in his Chevrolet, and that's what's going to spin the 62 around.
Yeah, just a tough break for Massey and the 62 of Troutman. Just one of those racing deals here as everybody's coming back down pit road, except for it looks like possibly Maurer staying out to get caught back up. But anyway, and they're about pit road. Right sides are already been on Hearn's car. They're going around to the left side now. One car down in the way. That's old Danny taking, I believe, 2 tire stop. No, it was just a lightning fast stop. 13.9 seconds for the 98 of old Danny. He'll come off 4th, though. What a lightning fast pit stop. I think believe that's the fastest of the night.
That is the fastest pit stop of the night here as we work our 6th caution flag of the evening. Let's see if we can grab a word in with one of the drivers who were out there. Right now, he's sitting down here in his pit stall, still waiting in the old shed Chevrolet. It's Brandon Massey. Massey, you got us here?
Yeah, I got you, Roger. How you guys doing up there?
Hey, we're doing all right, but that front nose of the Chevrolet looks pretty pancaked.
Yeah, man. That's 62. That's twice tonight. He just kind of double braking, I guess, in the center of the corner, and we just weren't prepared for it. He did it once to the 29 earlier, and then he got us. So I just didn't have time to react there, but it's all good. I think we've got just minimal damage, and we'll get her fixed up and get back up here.
Well, there you heard it, Al. Just a checkup there, and unfortunately, the caution going to come out, and there's going to be some damage to the car, but that crew thinks they're pretty good to go.
Yeah, it sounds like minimal damage. So I'll have to be interested to see if it hurt anything in the radiator, the airflow of that 965 old shed mobile. As they did a good job at the front end, still pretty pancake there. So it's just going to be interesting to see if he's down any amount of horsepower or if it runs hot. Could it possibly have hurt where the airflow comes in as he rolls here through turns 3 and 4?
Yeah, the track temp's still up over 101 degrees here tonight in New Hampshire. Wish it was 101 right now here in Pennsylvania, maybe even you for New York. It's been very cold and windy as of late. Tonight here, though, there's no wind. There's no, well, there is wind. It's 14 degrees to the north, but it's not cold, that's for sure, and it's definitely not raining like it is here.
No, not snowing. We had snow last night and into this morning here in upstate New York, so Glad that it's nice and sunny and warm up there in Loudon. Looks like the fans all have their face masks on, so they were allowed to come in and be within that 6 feet buffer zone that we have to keep when we're out in public right now. So I'm glad everybody's paying attention and doing what they need to do so we can get back to real racing, which is about to happen. The field's doubled up.
Yeah, this is as real as it is going to get here. 2 by 2 they come. It's going to be 4 tires on the front row for Cameron Hearn. He'll take the outside. Tim Blum's going to restart the Classics. Hot Sauce number 10 there sitting second. Then it's the 22 of Todd Cray. Then it's going to be Ryan O'Danny, Justin Gann, and the 33 of Eric Johnson. That's your top 6 drivers here as the iRacing pace truck does come down onto pit road. Green flag is back waving here. Working now starting lap 58 here tonight. 43 now laps to go as that outside lane going to roll for Cameron Hearn once again.
Hearn working the outside, but here comes Blum. He's going to fight back hard on the bottom. A little bit of a wiggle off of turn number 2. That allows Hearn in that 35 to jump out to your race lead. Side-by-side battle back there for your third spot. The 22 of Cray with working that bottom side of the speedway. O'Danny on the outside, as they work off turn number 4, O'Danny will take that spot, put him in the third, as Cray will have to settle for 4th.
As that files out, it's still Justin Gann and Dustin Gainey working for that 6th position. Gann has it right now in the Oreos Camry, but now fighting back off turn number 2. It's going to be Dustin Gainey to the outside, and they will once again go side by side into 3. Who will have the better rotation here in the center? It looks like the 30 going to slide up the track, but he will get the position, but not for long. That outside momentum here for the Lowe's 913 will pull him side by side back into 1.
Side by side now, the 86 of Skelton working underneath the 915 of Gainey off the corner. One car going around. Looks like old Danny down in the grass off of turn numbers 2. Sliding through the grass and able to keep it pointed in the right direction, getting back up to speed. He's losing all that track position, so a little bit of a grass clipping for that 98 of old Danny.
Yeah, slice of the 80. His car was running inside the top 5. He was 3rd at the time of his slip and slide. Now it's going to see where he can rebound because he is all the way back to the 26th position, the second to last car on the lead lap currently. And that kind of moved everybody up here in the front group a little bit to kind of spaced out. Justin Gann going to lose a position here to the 86 of James Skelton. So the damage on the Slim Jim machine that we talked about earlier, not really hampering the performance. Has a little rubbing there in turn 4. Trevarthen rubbed up against that Lowe's of Dustin Gainey. And look who's running there in the 9th position. It's Andy Lee for the first time tonight inside the top 10.
First time, that's now the 80-62 of Troutman working the inside. Here, back
contact, spinning on the back straightaway. That is Dustin Gainey, and it doesn't look like it brought out a yellow flag as he is down into the grass. He's going to get the Lowe's 915 pointed in the right direction, but he's going to lose a ton of ground. Al, that is terrible to see for Dustin Gainey.
Gainey had been running up inside the top 10 all night long, and he'll slide in front of the 948 of Michael Bromley as they work through turns 3 and 4. Action all the way around here as they work down off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. It'll be the 965 of Massey's continuing to march forward as he has now found his way back to 21st after the last yellow as they work through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, everybody single files themselves out. Now Massey back into the 21st position. Bromley going to take a little bit of a slide. Here comes the South Point Casino 62 of Ethan Troutman. He's trying to get around that Harley-Davidson entry here tonight of Lee Betzel. Betzel looking like one of the modified still, as the front clip has not been able to get replaced on his Harley-Davidson 997. So he currently runs back there into that 17th spot. Troutman is in 18th, and it looks like a huge checkup here by Betzel. As now Troutman going to look to the inside, but he is sideways in the South Point 62.
Troutman under fire now by the 49 of Dudley as they work down in turns 1 and 2. It looks like the 940 of Millen going to make contact with Dudley off into the corner. That checks them all up. Now the 918 of Bromley going to be loose again as they work down the backstretch. These guys are swapping paint and Hellmakers. Now Millen working to the inside of Dudley, all the way down on the yellow line, has to check it up, not able to do it. Troutman now working the inside underneath the 997 down here on the front stretch.
Yeah, and Millen almost took his battery 940 entry tonight into those water barriers off turn 4. He had the Keebler elf screaming, no fudge, no fudge. But he kept it underneath him. He's going to lose a bunch of ground, and he's continuing to slide. Look, there's the slice of the 80s Ford Mustang of Ryan O'Danny. He has moved up 2 positions since he went through that slide off turn number 2. He is now going to shoot the gap 3 wide with Millen. Millen surges ahead. Up the track goes the Tony Strano entry. And now it looks like O'Danny will find a home, currently running in the 23rd spot.
Yeah, and now he's going to take a slice underneath the 940 of Millen. They'll be side by side off of turn number 2. It'll give O'Danny that line. Is now the next one that he'll find is Michael Bromley in the 948 Lowe's Improvement car. Side by side back here, further back to 01 of Murdoch working underneath Strano as they come off the corner. And Murdoch is down multiple left. One car going around the 948 of Bromley. Yellow flag is coming out. Not sure what happened there, Roger, but it looked like the 948 of Bromley, who was just, looked like he got loose off of turn number 4.
Yeah, and it looks like Murdoch also involved in that one. That'll slow the race here. And Alum looking at the timing and scoring. There's going to be a huge decision to be made here. And we'll have to talk about that in just a second. As the truck says, the replay is skewed, and here it is. Here we are watching the 948 of Michael Bromley. There is the Iron Bird Brew Co. 01. Oh, you can see Bromley got loose, got sideways. Nowhere for Murdoch to go. Nowhere for Tony Strano. Or is that Tony? That is Tony Strano in the 3. So those guys going to make the contact. We'll throw it back again, as they have an onboard camera with the 3 of Tony Strano. See Bromley just out in front of him in the 940 draft top machine. Here everybody's kind of tiptoeing on the throttle. You see Bromley got loose. He went down, and when it went down in front of Murdoch, unfortunately it took the air off that car and around it sucked it. And that puts us under caution here once again. But Al, what I was talking about here, with how many laps we have left, it'll be 30 to go here. Is anybody going to pull the 2-tire stop out of the hat and hope it goes green the rest of the way, or maybe get some caution flags here?
Well, it looks like the 86 of James Skelton's going to take that bet, and so won't the 30 again. That's not the first time we've seen them take the 2 tires here tonight, so it'll be James Skelton going to snap that Slim Jim into your race lead off of pit road with a 9.1 second stop for 2 tires and a full tank of Sunoco fuel. So they can make it to the end on fuel here. So the question is, will they be able to hold off Cameron Hearn and the rest of the field, who's taken those 4 fresh Goodyear Eagle Racing tires here for the Magic Mile? 30 laps to go this time as they cross the stripe.
You say 30 laps to go, so let's see if we can grab a word in with the driver of the 30, Justin Gant. It's Muth and Smith up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, you got me, my friend. We know you're out there streaming on Facebook, so we hope everybody, that maybe is tuning in here, maybe give one time Gan Racing a look over on Facebook. But hey, 2-tire stop for you in this 30 car. What's the mindset? What are you thinking here with under 30 laps to go when we go back green flag racing?
I don't think 2 tires is going to hurt me at all, man. I didn't have much wear on the left side, so I think it'll be fine. But these guys behind me, they're fast, so I'll try and hold them off. But main thing is to stay out of trouble right now.
Do you think the damage on the left front of this Oreo Camry is going to play any effect here on the tire wear?
I don't think it hasn't messed with me so far. I got it early on in the race, and everything seems to be driving just fine.
Well, Justin, good luck the rest of the way, and maybe you can share some of those Oreos with Al and I, because I know I like Oreos. Al's a little more of a, we'll call him a vulture.
Will do, man. Appreciate it.
So, Al, you heard it. The 2-tire stop, he doesn't think it's going to affect him at all.
So it's interesting to see there as they were on pit road just about 15 laps into that run to go. So might as well gamble a little bit. You got 30 or 29 laps to go right now. It'll be Skelton showing the way with that 86 Slim Jim machine. Oreos on the inside. That is a Snacker's Dream Team front row.
Well, and you can put some classic hot sauce right beside or right behind them when you're wearing your Bruzy sportswear. So a lot of while you have the clock man right behind him watching or listening to the radio.
I mean, we've got it all. We are set to go racing and set to entertain as we come off the corner. That Chevy Silverado will hopefully get off the racetrack without having to be towed as they make the left-hand turn. It'll be... Well, we're going to turn it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Break your sound systems. We're back under green.
Caution flag waving here at New Hampshire. You saw it as we looked off the back bumper here of the Dustin Gainey machine. Two cars going to make contact, and the Minto 20 Barstool Sports entry. Hard impact on the front straightaway here. That's going to bring out a caution flag. And, oh, looks like Strano going to lose it here under yellow also. So we will have to turn it back here in just a moment and see what just happened to the Brandon Minto Barstool Sports 20. Let's go over top here as he battles with Ira Kohlhaas. You see Kohlhaas get a little sideways. He hits the wall. And, oh, the love tap from Minto to the back bumper of the Colin Coolers entry. Spins Minto around. And then Tony Strano got involved in that one. Unfortunate racing here as both drivers were inside the top 10 at the time of this incident.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like the Safely Auto Glass number 2 of Josh Buckley. Also, a little bit of left side damage. Just scraping the front of Minto as he rolled by. He stays on racetrack right now, catching up to the field, but that left side has seen better days.
Yeah, we went on board. You saw exactly what Minto. Oh, and Buckley and Millen also going to get involved in that. Tony Strano going to try and save the 3. He was able to save it and then spins under yellow. Unfortunately, that's what brings us to this, and a couple drivers are going to come down here with 24 laps to go. They want tires.
Yeah, one driver coming down is the Icon Coolers, number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. He'll relinquish his top 12 position now as he'll take and put on some fresh tires, maybe repair some damage. He did scrape the wall off of turn number 4, so he'll have to come down pit road. And it looks like it'll be a 4-tire stop, and away he goes, and that number 29 of Ira Kohlhaas.
But it looks like we're going to have about 15 drivers stay out here on track. They are not going to come down pit road. It's going to be James Skelton, Tim Blum, Cameron Hearn, Andy Lee now takes over the 4th spot. He has been coming through the field here as of late. Justin Gann, Todd Cray, Eric Johnson, Dustin Gainey, Max Terriel, and Ryan O'Danny right now will round out your top 10 cars running as they get 22 laps to go this time by from their spotters.
22 laps to go, and that means we are under the last quarter part of this race. It's been an entertaining race so far. It has been slowed down 6 times here tonight And right now, your race leader is the 86, James Skelton. He is one of 4 leaders or lead changes that we've had tonight as we get ready to go through here under yellow. And it'll be about 20 laps to go when we go green flag racing.
So it'll be just a little bit of a shootout to the end here. So far tonight, Cameron Hearn has led the most laps, but right now he runs his 35 sitting in 3rd position. Hasn't been able to work himself back into that lead. How about Andy Lee? It's been a very quiet night for the driver of the 25 Toyota Fanatec operation. He started about mid-pack and now finds himself inside the top 5 with a chance. That's all you really need, Al. We talk about it week in and week out, is you just want to have a chance, especially with a field stacked so tough, like Skelton and Blum, Hearn, Terriot having a little bit of problems tonight, Butler, Heater, Murdoch. I mean, you name it. This field is stacked on any given night on a Monday.
Yeah, very stout competition here in the Red Light Scrambler Series. Andy Lee, who started 11th, he is currently running 4th right now. So, nice run here tonight. He's got himself in a good spot with that Fanatec Toyota number 25. He's going to be starting on the outside with Cameron Hearn, who, from my vantage point, he's been the car to beat here tonight.
Yeah, you may be correct on that one. We're going to find out, though. It'll be 20 laps to go, like you said. I'm looking right now. Dustin Gainey also, who's running inside the top 10. He is on a 2-tire stop. So is Ryan O'Danny. So 3 drivers if you count Skelton, who is out front here. So we will see who can hang on to this one. The iRacing pace car going to turn to the left here. It's going to head down pit road once again. So put 20 laps on the board, race fans. Let's go. 1 mile racing here at New Hampshire. 20 miles left as spins the tires is the Skelton machine.
Yeah, and Hearn able to get right to the back bumper of Blum. Kind of gave him a little bit of a shot with his Abruzzi number 35 side by side back there. Here comes Lee working the outside again. Lee did not get a great start that time as he'll hold on to his 4th spot, but he's under heavy fire from Gann and the 22 of Cray as they work through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, coming out of turn 4 here, it looks like that Slim Jim 2-tire stop is not faring well. Tim Blum going to go to the lead for the first time here tonight, so Tim Blum leads. And now Cameron Hearn is going to go hot on the heels of that hot sauce machine down into turn number 1. Skelton going to lose ground. Here comes Andy Lee again, but they are stacked up double file back here. It's Justin Gann, Todd Cray. Now Gann going to take over that spot, and they are all going to start to single file out. Here comes the 33 of Johnson to the inside.
Johnson took a peek to the inside. That's going to leave the outside open for Gainey in that 9:15. And Theriot out of nowhere inside the top 10 now as Cray will take a look to the inside again down to the turn number 1. They'll work the inside of the speedway, wash it up. Gann way up out of in that 4th groove. Starting to come in, though, as they come off the corner, but he'll give way to Cray. And here comes Johnson as they fan him out down the backstretch.
Johnson still looking to the inside here on Gann as he's going to slide up the track a little bit. Who's going to have the momentum built up in their car? Is it going to be the Toyota to the outside of the Chevrolet on the bottom groove? It's going to be a dead heat down into the turn number 1. It looks like Gann's just going to let that Dirty Mo Radio 33 to go right on by him as they single file out. Now everybody inside the top 15 has gone single file here as we close in on 16 laps to go as they work back down into turn number 3.
Side-by-side battle back here for your 14th spot is the Mercury Boats number 49 of Dudley trying to work to the inside of Lee Betzel, but now Ira Kohlhaas don't make contact. Kohlhaas up the racetrack, avoids making heavy contact, but he'll lose a lot of momentum on the outside. Is now to 31. Trevarthen will slide by the 49 of Dudley, so what could have been a huge disaster off of turn number 4, they able to keep it straight and we stay green.
Yeah, I think that all started there with the damage on the Dudley machine as they're 3 wide trying to get around the damaged car of Lee Betzel. Betzel going to go to the high side. They all lift. They all single filed back out. Actually, it looks like Lee Betzel will be put to the outside. But I think that whole wreck there with Dudley and Kohlhaas all started with the damage on that 49 of Robert Dudley. You see how the fenders are caved in on that car from an earlier wreck on the front straightaway where the track was just completely wadded up. You know, with those tires poking out like that, they rubbed up against Kohlhaas there, and it shot that Kohlhaas 29 Colin Coolers machine up into the fence.
Kohlhaas in the wall down the backstretch. The Colin Coolers number 29 in the fence will keep it clean. but he had heavy contact as we could have easily had a yellow. Everybody keeps it up there, but a tough break for Ira Kohlhaas as the 65 of Massey now trying to catch back up with the 49 of Dudley.
Well, a terrible night here for Kohlhaas. It looked like it was actually going to be a good night. He restarted inside the top 10 and now finds himself running back into the 26th position. Last car on the lead lap, but look at the race lead. Tim Blum is getting pushed through the corners by Cameron Hearn. He's going to come off the corner this time by. It'll be 13 more miles of racing here in New Hampshire, and your Classics hot sauce of Tim Blum has some heat on his rear.
He does the Abruzzi wear, trying to wear out the back bumper or the bottom of that bottle of hot sauce of Blum, who had won the last 2 races. So right now, Hearn able to give him the business this time through turns 3 and 4. No contact, but Hearn has given him the shot, and Blum knows that he is there with now just 11 laps of racing to go.
Yeah, you can tell that the 35 is quicker. He gets right to the back end of Tim Blum every time through the center of the corner. You can tell there has been some contact with that 35 of Hearn to the back bumper there of Blum, because the nose of that Abruzzi Sportswear car, as we got a caution on track. It looks like Bennett has gone around. A couple of them stacked up here up against the fence in turn number 1. It's Bennett, it's Bromley, Betzel. Millen is there, and so is Strano and Murdoch. So we're going to have to throw it back here on our 9th caution flag of the night, and that's going to be an even shorter green flag run to the end when we get there. A couple of the modifieds pulling away down the back straightaway. You would swear that it is modified racing here tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Queued up in the truck. Hit the switches, hit the buttons. What happens down here? As I think this happens, you see it out in front. Dudley going to go around. We're going to have to see what happened to initiate that. The incident down here in turn number 1. Go from over top here. Watching the 49 of Robert Dudley. Oh, Christopher Rothrock going to help him, and then he's going to push the 49 of Dudley up into the outside wall. Betzel runs right into the back of the 49, and they scatter all around him. Bennett, Strano, Millen, Murdoch, Bromley all take evasive actions. They don't get much contact, but it looked like another one of those, someone lifted before someone was ready to, down into turn 1.
Yeah, just one of those situations that is easy to run into here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. As it looks like Rothrock just kind of misjudged that entry, able to drive it a little bit deeper to the cars in front of them that were racing side by side, and Massey doing nothing wrong, just was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Him and Dudley both go up the racetrack and make contact with the safer barrier to put us under caution here once again. Roger, the top 10 drivers out on the racetrack right now did not come down pit road. Everybody else has.
Yeah, well, let's throw the timing and scoring back up there so you can find where your favorite racer is here, because we are going to be under that 10 to go marker. It's 9 more laps here under yellow. Well, as we work under yellow, I should say. It's Blum, Hearn, Skelton, and then it is Cray in 4th. Gainey is running 5th. It's Gann, then O'Danny, Rothrock, Bordage, Terriol into the 10th position. He is your first driver on tires, and he actually took 2 tires. They only had 14 laps on a lot of these tires here. So maybe Max Terriot saying that he can work his way through the field with just a 2-tire stop. It's going to be about 6 laps of green flag racing left here tonight. We'll see if he's able to work back through the field. It's been a bad night for Max Terriot if you really think about things, Al. He got caught up in a wreck a little bit early on, had to go to the back of the field. Then when he was working back through the field, got caught up in another one, lost the nose and the hood of the 42, started to work his way back up through the field here now, finds himself in 10th.
He does, and now cloud cover coming over the Magic Mile, at least down in turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, excuse me. So cloud cover working here, that's going to bring the temperature of the track down. What will that do is that'll be the first time that clouds have rolled in here to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. But if you're Max Stereo and you're starting in the 10th spot with a little bit fresher tires, do you have enough time? Is there going to be another yellow that's going to cut into that time? Is the field is doubled up as we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here tonight.
Yeah, the iRacing officials cutting this yellow 1 lap short, so we're going to get one more lap of green flag racing here at New Hampshire. Andy Lee, remember the strong 25 machine. He's got 4 tires. He will restart in the 12th position. See how far he can work up through the field here in the closing laps. Ryan O'Danny also right there. O'Danny actually going to stay out on his 2 tires. See if the slice of the 80s car will be able to go here tonight. But it's going to be time. 7 laps this time. When we get the green flag, it's Blum, it's Hearn, it's Cray, then it's Skelton, and I'm a little skeptical here on Tim Blum's choice here, taking the outside on Cameron Hearn as the pace truck is down and away, and the green flag is waving. Look at that man wave that green flag here tonight, and it looks like an actual good start here by that 35 of Cameron Hearn. Here comes Skelton also.
Yeah, they throw it down in there. Hearn with the nose out front of Blum off of turn number 2. They'll be side by side, wheel to wheel at the corner. Blum a little bit sideways, so isn't Hearn, but Hearn out front down to the turn number 3. Still side by side down in the corner. Now Hearn will take sole possession of the race lead. That'll be off of turn number 4 with just 6 laps to go.
6 laps to go. Cameron Hearn back to the point. He has led over half the laps here tonight. The battle, though, for that second spot. Oh, Skelton going to go sideways. He's going to tag the 22 of Todd Cray. Sends Cray up the track. He was able to hang on to it. They are side by side once again here off turn number 2, racing down the back straightaway.
Yeah, side by side for the 86 of Skelton. He'll work to the inside of Cray. Still holding on the outside is that 22 of Cray. He'll work to the outside. And back in 5th is Dustin Gainey. He's just trying to figure out where to go. As you just saw Glips off of turn number 4. Max Stereo up to your 7th position. Up 3 spots since the green flag is dropped. He's got the freshest right side tires of anybody who's racing. Now he works underneath old Danny off of turn number 2. And Gainey sideways off of turn 2.
Sideways for Gainey. He's going to jump back up in front of Max Terriel. Terriel's going to give him a shove saying, hey, come on now. It's contact between those two, and Ryan O'Danny's going to slide. He is going to go around here. 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go, and they are crashing in turn 4. Ryan O'Danny goes around in the slice of the 80s machine. Cody Levitt has to take a tow because he is down on pit road. I think he maybe got a piece of those tire barriers down there. But Ryan O'Danny going to get help and go around here late in the going. So the night for Ryan O'Danny is not going to end the way he would like it to go. Well, let's take the look from over top here as these guys all battle. There you saw the bump from the 42 to the 915, and then the 915 into the left rear of Ryan O'Danny, and it looked like O'Danny was going to have it saved. And unfortunately, Cody Levitt comes through there, getting into Ryan O'Danny, and that's what's going to bring out this yellow flag. Let's throw it back here just a little bit and ride on board with Cody Levitt. It looked like Ryan O'Danny just kind of left go of the brake there, Al. Tried to come, and you saw Levitt, and then that was the end of that one. But it looked like O'Danny just kind of left go of the brake, and down into Levitt he went.
Yeah, there's nowhere for Levitt to go, and unfortunately, too much damage for the 938 of Cody Levitt. He has pulled that automobile behind the wall. So another retiree is we have few guys that have dropped out with just too much damage to continue on here tonight. Cody Levitt, Brandon Massey, I recall how Sean Butler all out of the race along with Heater in that car number 18 after a massive wreck earlier on. But Roger, we are headed to overtime, and we saw how the inside line worked for Cameron Hearn. Now Tim Blum looks like he'll be going to the inside. We'll see what line Hearn chooses. Looks like he's going to choose the inside. So if you're Blum, what can you do different on this restart to make sure that you see what Hearn had done? Can you be able to pinch him a little bit, hold him down to break his momentum? We've seen how easy Hearn was able to get back in the gas and keep it underneath Blum. What will happen on this restart? 3 laps to go. Skelton, and not to mention that, Dario is going to be restarting 6 with fresher tires. It looks like Josiah Millen will get the wave around.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. They call it the Magic Mile. It has magic up its sleeve here. Will Blum be able to get back around? I don't know, but I will not rule it out. Anything can happen on these restarts. We have seen guys a couple times go down into the corner, lose their braking points here tonight, and kind of wash up through the track. It could happen to Cameron Hearn. It could happen to Tim Blum. It could happen all the way back at the tail of the field here. I'm not sure how many green-white checkers we have tonight. That is one thing I did not check on. So maybe you could look for that in the driver note, Al. I'm not sure, as the iRacing Pace Truck lights do go out. So we'll go back racing here, just extend it a little bit. Add 3 laps onto the lead, or onto the end of this one, to find out who's going to win here in Loudon, New Hampshire.
I do not have that in the notes either. It seems like race control. I'm going to say that they have at least one.
Wow, very, very going out on a limb there, Cotton.
That's a bold strategy, as Tim Blum is ready to take it to Cameron Hearn. Hearn's going to control the start here once they get through turns 3 and 4. And, well, if the yellow comes out and we get another attempt, then we know there's more than one.
Ah, is that how that works? I always get confused a little bit. It's a good thing you're here, Al.
I do what I can.
Well, let's see, race fans, who's going to win. Cameron Hearn is going to choose the outside with a Zabruzzi 35 sportswear. Tim Blum in the Classics hot sauce is down low. The green flag is back out. Blum's going to get jacked up by the Slim Jim machine. He tried to take a snap out of that Slim Jim, and he spun the tires. It's going to contact for the lead. Hearn's going to go around. The caution flag's going to come out. Gann's going to go around too. Oh, boy. Al.
That, I don't even know what to say about that. That was just wild. I lost my seat. I threw it. It flung it right out the back door here. And I don't know where it went.
Well, let's cue it up. Let's take a quick look, see if this race is going to go to another green-white checker or not. I believe it is gonna, so let's cue this back and find out what happened here on this restart on our first green-white checker attempt. You're watching the 10 of Blum down to the inside here. On the outside is Cameron Hearn. You see Blum. It looks like the front nose just starts to turn there, or not turn, it starts to slide up into Blum. And that's what's going to bring the yellow out. Another driver involved was the 30 of Gann. He's going to lose a bunch of track positions. Let's go back a little bit here. Take another look at this. Let's ride on board here with Gann. There you see the car up in front of him. Oh, he actually gets a little help from behind, too. Does Justin Gann going around. He tried to keep it out of the way, but he got a little help going around. So some hard-nosed racing at the end of this one. And Al, we are not done.
No, we have at least 2 attempts at a green-white checker.
Well, Al, thank you. And you know what? Thank everybody for tuning in here tonight to watch the Red Light Scrambler series. We are in overtime here tonight on Monday. No Monday Night Football, that's all right. We got Monday night overtime racing with the Red Light Scrambler series. So what do you say, race fans? You enjoy the race here tonight from New Hampshire? Let the fans know, let the drivers know that you appreciate what they do. Hit the little thumbs up button down here on the YouTube link. And let every driver in this field know that you appreciate what they do on Monday night, giving us a little bit of reality. You know, maybe one day we could all be race car drivers. And if it's your first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell, be subscription member 1001 here. We just hit the 1,000 marker in under a year here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we would like to thank every single one of you that not only tune in on a weekly and a nightly basis here to catch all the racing action. We also like to thank you for supporting the Turn 3 Racing Network, just like all these racers do. So thank you once again from all of us, from KR, Chris, Rick, Al, Danny, and Dave. We like to thank you for all the continued support.
I was just taking a look at that replay once again, Roger. How much it looked like the 10, they just a little bit of a hip check, kind of just a door rub there, and it just kind of snapped a 35 around. Do you think Blum, after getting that shot from Skelton, was worried about another shot going into that corner and maybe just missed his entry points? We talked about how easy that was to do, but now Blum is your race leader. Todd Cray is going to be restarting on the outside, and we know he would like to get back to victory lane here this season.
Yeah, it's something that's you can do very easily, especially when you just got hit on the restart to go. You're always going to be driving into corner one, then looking through that rear mirror, trying to figure out where the next bump is coming. Unfortunately, then those front tires just did not stick for Blum. So we'll see now, where will Blum decide to restart this one? Back to the inside again, or will he go to the outside? Skelton's going to be lined up to the inside here, and Terrio on the outside with those two tires.
I was just going to say, look who's right there in your number 4 spot. The guy with 2 fresher size. That car has seen its better days, but it seems very fast. And look who's behind him on the outside line. That's 62, a Troutman, who's had a nice recovery after being involved in a couple incidents earlier on, as the field is getting shown to double him up by our flagman. So we're going to go back green flag racing. Attempt number 2.
Are you sure it's attempt 2?
Yes, and I will let you know if we have a third attempt if we get that far, but I don't think we will.
Well, Al always bringing the analytics here to the iRacing side of things. Al, we got to thank you for that one. But it's going to be Tim Blum choosing the inside. No, he chooses the outside lane. Todd Cray is going to get the inside lane with the clocks by Christopher 22. Max Terrio to restart on the outside there of row number 2 into the inside. It'll be the Slim Jim Man. Put 2 more laps on the board here, race fans, for green flag conditions here at New Hampshire. Who is going to win it? A lot of Tim Blum fans tuning in right now, hoping that this Classics Hot Sauce Ford Mustang can outlast the clocks by Christopher Chevrolet iRacing pace truck down on the way in. We are racing once again here at New Hampshire, and it's a good start to the inside for the Todd Cray 22. They will go side by side down into 1, and it looks like the Classics Hot Sauce machine is going to be able to get a good run off the top. Caution flag going to wave here once again. Not sure where that caution flag is. We'll have to wait for the timing and scoring to show us who is where. But Al, I'll tell you, we're going to overtime number 3.
I was just about to tell you that we have 3 attempts.
Al,
I'm glad that you're right on the ball. You're picking right up where I'm leaving it down.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, my friend. But let's see. Not sure who the caution flag is going to be for on this one. Al, do you have a word? The trailer is having a hard time finding it down there.
I am not sure. Possibly the 71 of Nathan Maurer. I've seen that he slid down on the scoring loop, but that's just a possibility. As I didn't even see what happened. I was watching the battle for the race lead that was side by side, and then that yellow silk fell out of that flagman's hand again.
So we'll have to check it out here on our replay. Towards the back, Ryan O'Danny and Millen going to make contact, and it was Nathan Maurer going up hard contact in the unemployment 71. I think his race owner might be a little upset after this one because that car is all tore up. We will rewind it just a little bit. This is from the green flag of overtime number 2. There you see Ryan O'Danny, and it looks like, Millen tried to drive it in a little bit farther than O'Danny, makes contact with O'Danny, and then unfortunately Maurer just the unlucky recipient of that go-round.
Yeah, unfortunate for that 71 of Nathan Maurer, who's, I think, was looking for a little bit better night than he's had here. I would say a lot of drivers have had better hopes, as we did talk to a lot of drivers during the week that this was not on their most favorite of tracks to come visit. It is a very grueling and very, very difficult track to get around, very technical. But right now, the $1 million question: Blum on the inside or the outside? We saw the start that Todd Cray had on the inside, But now also on the inside line will be the 42 of Max Dario, who got around the 86 of Skelton on that last restart.
I still think if I'm the 10 of Blum, the outside has not let me down yet. They could race it back down into 1, and another caution flag like that could come out here. So if I'm Blum, I'm going to take the outside and hope that Todd Cray does not stuff the 22 down there and try to pull a little bit of a slider here in turn 1 and hope I can get the run out of 2 down the back straightaway to get my Classics Hot Sauce machine away from these guys, and then try to worry that Max Terriol, if we stay green, doesn't get around both of us.
And it looks like he's going to do exactly what you just said. Are you spotting for him?
I can't tell you that.
All right. Anyway, it'll be Blum choosing the outside. Todd Cray and that clocks by Christopher, number 22, to the inside. And it'll be Theriot and the 86 of Skelton. Who thinks that the winner will come from that row? It could come from row number 3. That'll see the Ethan Troutman, number 62, and the 31 of Michael Trevarthen, the driver that we haven't talked much about here tonight. Been kind of quiet in that Alliance, number 31.
Yeah, that's South Point Casino there, Al. He wants to load up, head out there to Las Vegas to go to the casino. But I think they're going to have to stop back home here first because that 62 is a little tore up. But he's going to have a shot here. He'll restart in the 5th position once this old pesky iRacing pace truck, the Silverado, well, it has to be a Silverado, Al. There ain't no Ford F-150, gets off the racetrack.
Yeah, not yet, but it'll be a Ford leading them to the green flag. Tim Blum has won the last 2 races in a row, trying to make it 3 in a row as they come off the corner. And they'll step on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Cray with a great jump. He'll lead it at the stripe. Side by side, Cray with about a half car advantage down to the turn number 1.
Yeah, it looks like the 10 of Blum, when he shifted there, got it a little out of shape, and he's going to get the 22 a little out of shape. He's going to lose second. Here comes Max Terriol down the back straightaway. Terriol going to slip. He's going to make contact with the Slim Jim machine. Here comes the 10 of Blum down to the inside in turn 3.
On to turn number 3, Blum back to the inside, Cray on the outside. Here comes Terriot down the middle. It'll be the drag race to the line. It'll be Cray at the line just by a nose as they head down. The white silk is flying. The next flag ends the race. On the turn number 2, that Cray will slide up the racetrack. Blum back to the inside, and here comes Terriot off of turn number 2.
Yeah, the 10 of Blum's going to slip that time out of turn number 2. We'll see if Tim Blum, though, can hold the bottom here. The final time into turn 3 here tonight at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway here. Can Blum do it? He's got the inside. He's going to clear the 22. It's going to be Tim Blum. Todd Cray's going to crash coming across the line, and the clock's by Christopher 22. Max Terriot finishes in that 2nd position. It's going to be James Skelton in 3rd. Eric Johnson is 5th. 6th is going to go to Michael Trevarthen. Ethan Troutman is 7th. Andy Lee is 8th. Leo Bordage is 9th. Tony Strano is going to come home in the 10th position. Wow, what a finish to this one here tonight at the Magic Mile.
Unbelievable finish. When we thought Cray had it, it then went to Tim Blum, and Blum will cross the line in front of Max Terriot and Todd Cray. I don't even know what to say. That was one heck of a finish here from the Loudon, New Hampshire racetrack. 3rd attempt was the charm.
Yeah, thanks, Al. 3 attempts at a green white check. We'll have to put that in the books, in the notes here, and remember that, but we're going to take a quick step away here. After this one here at New Hampshire, we need a quick moment to catch our breath and see if we can find a couple of these drivers to talk to after this one. Don't go anywhere, race fans. You're going to want to hear what your top 3, because I believe we have all 3 of them here tonight, have to say about this one. Welcome back here, race fans, to Loudon, New Hampshire. It's the Red Light Scrambler Series. They just finished this 100-lap race. That took us 113 laps as they had to go into overtime to decide this one tonight. And I have caught up with our race winner down here in Victory Lane. It is the 10 of Tim Blum. Tim, it was a hard-fought battle out there. Tell us about those final closing laps.
Well, I got to start with apologizing to Cameron. I think he was the class of the field tonight. I'm watching the replay right now. It looks like I came up half a lane, he came down half a lane. iRacing's really unforgiving when the outside car gets a bump, so took him out of the win. But the last few laps, man, they were crazy. I thank Todd and Max for giving me room. We were kind of trying to navigate each other without taking each other out, and at least having hopefully an exciting finish.
Well, it was definitely an exciting finish here at New Hampshire. You know, you're not going to lead the most laps. You lead the second most laps here. But coming into New Hampshire, did you expect the race here tonight to go just how it did?
Well, yeah, it's so hard to restart these cars and race next to each other side by side on cold tires, so I knew it would be a race of survival. And you look at Cameron and myself, we were lucky enough to be up in the front and miss a lot of the stuff, so I think Todd got caught up in my incident, and I know Max had to come from the back a few times, so the cleaner the car, the better off you were with getting through tonight.
Well, tonight you're going to do it here once again. This could have been, we're going to remind you every time, it could have been win number 4 on the season for you, Tim, but it's only going to be win number 3. I'll roll the red carpet out, I'll hand you the mic, and I'm going to go take a nap because I know how long this list is about to be.
Yeah, I was listening the past few weeks. I should keep it short. All my FSU buddies are out there watching, so go Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep sending the link next week, and maybe even get some of these guys back out here. I know my buddy Jason used to race iRacing, and I need to get him back out, get him on screen, and get him up front.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, all right, Tim. Congratulations on win number 3 here tonight. Your FSU buddies are definitely out there chatting it up, but we see them all night long. We'd like to thank them for the support, but hey, congratulations once again to Tim here. Al, I think you're standing by with our second place finisher here tonight.
Yeah, we are standing here with Max Darrell, who's just got done talking over with his crew chief, trying to figure out what he could have done different on that last restart. Max, what a race, an up and down night for you. Talk us through it.
Yeah, didn't start off on the right foot. Got an early wreck with the front guys, and I just kept creeping closer and closer to the front with each yellow flags, and I changed 2 tires with, I think, on the last overall pit stop for everyone, and it helped for the few restarts that we had to do at the end.
How crazy were those restarts? They looked insane up from my vantage point in the booth. They had to be insane. How hairy was that, and difficult was it to try to keep it as clean as possible when you have those green-white checkered attempts?
Well, in my case, it helped that I had newer tires compared to others, so I was able to run a little bit harder and know that I wouldn't drift up or come down too much. And but on the last few restarts, I think the outside line was really more advantageous than the inside. I got stuck behind Tim and Todd at the end, so I couldn't go anywhere.
Well, you come home second here tonight at New Hampshire. Be able to take the Cup car back to the garage and put it up on jack stands, as we don't race them again until Richmond, race 2 of the Chase. Next week, we head out to Vegas running the Xfinity car. How is Vegas for you and your team?
We'll see. It's going to be a test session from starting tomorrow. But overall, I just wish that we'll get back to cleaner racing overall, and less cautions and more green flag runs.
Well, Max, you can't do it all by yourself. Who makes it all possible for you here tonight and for your second place finish?
Yep, I want to thank my girlfriend, my friend Max at Maxim Knitting, and the guys at Red Light, Josh, James, and Richard for running this league.
All right, Roger, there you have it. Your second place finisher here tonight, Max Dario. And I believe you caught up with our third place finisher here on Pit Road.
Yeah, I've caught up with the Clocks by Christopher 22 driver. Todd, it's kind of a homecoming race here for the sponsors on the side of this 22 car, but it's only going to be good enough for a third place finish and some beat-up sheet metal.
Yeah, we're a little tired after that one. Long race, tried to stay out of trouble. Didn't have a lot of expectations coming in tonight. Didn't have a lot of time to test. Got in the session late tonight, so sometimes you gotta take the third place and almost treat it like a win, almost. But yeah, we're happy. We're happy to be here, and it's a great finish. I was glad I didn't get into max there. We got loose, and we just took it one lap at a time and tried to stay clean, and kind of worked in our favor tonight.
Yeah, how hard was this track though to navigate? 31 drivers out there in a track temp into the triple digits. It looked very tight and very loose at certain parts of this track tonight.
Yeah, I wish I had a little bit more time in testing because I heard a lot of guys shifting. So I was not set up at all to shift. I tried it a couple times and almost lost it. So it's a knack to takes a lot of practice, but the guys that can do it really well. But yeah, it was tight in the middle, loose coming off. So we were adjusting some brake and just trying to get to the end. I'll be honest, that was a goal tonight, coming in like this and get to the end and to be up front running with these guys and in the Red Light Racing Series. But like I said, we'll take this one.
Yeah, so it's a good point tonight all in all for you here, Cray, because you're going to move up in the standings. You don't have the win to lock yourself into the championship hunt, but right now you are in if we were to end it right here. Unfortunately, off to Las Vegas. It's Viva Las Vegas. Do you like gambling? Are you going to gamble on that setup next week?
Oh, yeah. Vegas, we have a lot of experience at there compared to New Hampshire. So if we come out of here third, we should be got to get some more testing and got to put the time in. That's really what it comes down to. And, see what we're going to do with pit road strategy and just basically have a better idea going into the race, where our strong points are. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep it in our wheelhouse, and guys are fast, so you just got to watch not to burn the tires off there, and pit at the right time, stay out of trouble, and again, you're going to need a little luck. So we had a little luck tonight, so pretty awesome.
Well, Todd, who makes it happen on that championship 22 machine here on a Monday night?
Oh, Red Light Racing to start with. Clocks by Christopher, they've been with me for some years. Pets in Paradise. Let's see, we are always preaching people against distracted driving. Turn 3 Racing Network, putting on the broadcast. I think that's about it tonight. Give a shout out to my cousin Jess. She's always pulling for me, and she gave me a little luck tonight. So thanks, Jess. Woo! That's about it, guys.
Well, there you heard it from Todd Cray. He's going to head over to Clocks by Christopher, get his clock cleaned up here before he leaves the state. Back to New Jersey for Todd Cray before heading out to Las Vegas next week. Al, a little bit of a hecticness here from Loudon at the end of this one, but all in all, it's going to come down to the man, the 10 of Tim Blum, winning his third race of the season.
Yeah, he continues his hot streak with that number 10, showing he can do it on flat, short track style, can do it on the twists and turns in New York at Watkins Glen, and can do it on the intermediate high-speed Kentucky. And 2 of those wins coming in the Cup car and the truck. So can he make it 4 in a row next week at Las Vegas in the Xfinity car? It'll be only one way to tell. But, man, that last restart, Roger, I don't know how they came off a turn 2-3 wide, able to hold it with how difficult they all made it sound it was to drive this new Aero package on the Cup car here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Yeah, absolute crazy here with this low downforce package. We're going to continue with the low downforce style package, but next week at Las Vegas, we're going to dust off the old Xfinity car. We're going to go racing in the desert, gambling on high stakes racing, high speed adrenaline. The Red Light Scrambler Series heads to Las Vegas next week. It'll be the same time on Monday night. Tune back in right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network, your official network to catch all your red light racing action. But that's going to do it here from the Turn 3 studios. For Al Smith, I'm Roger Muth. We thank everybody for tuning in. 1,000 subs. Thanks to all you fans out there that tune in. We will catch you next week from Las Vegas.